Welcome back to the finals of YCS Prague 2016. After 7 rounds of Swiss yesterday, 3 rounds of Swiss this morning. Then top 32, top 16, top 8 semi-finals. There's 4 more rounds. We're finally there in the finals.
Yes, we are here. We played 14 rounds in total. This is the final match. There is only one match slip remaining.
Yes.
That is it.
That is
out of the almost 1,000 players, we have 2 duelists remaining. Who is going to be on top?
Right. It might look a little bit like it happened exactly like we were expecting it. With on the one side we got Kozmo, on the other side we got Draco, Performapal.
Yep.
However, this weekend has been quite crazy when we look at the top decks.
Yeah, a bit of a roller coaster.
In the top 4 we had 4 different decks, in fact. Let's show you how these guys made it to the finals, and you haven't even heard the name yet, but I think you've been watching for a little while. This is how Marvin Weber made it to the finals. We can look a little bit at his history here. Whenever he's white, he won. Whenever somebody's grey, they lost. So he had quite a few strong opponents right there.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Jay Quincy, James Broderick, both of these we had on the stream, and they were really showing what they can do.
Yeah.
So not too bad. And then before that, we see him in the top 32 again. He kicked out Patrick Reeder in the last round of Swiss. Also, nothing to flinch at.
Yeah, you remember that actually we had a deck profile with Martin Weber in that first day on Friday. We sat and talked to him a bit about some of his cards that he played, and he really thought that Kozmo was the best deck.
Yeah. He did lose in round 3 against Simone Falanga, who is playing Draco Performapal. Did have a good start. This good start is really, really important. If you win the first 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, your tiebreaker is going to be a lot better. We had some players that went X2, but they lost in rounds 3 and 4, and then their tiebreaker was just not carrying them there. Let's take a quick look at the match history of Ur. How he did end up in the finals. I just need another second. There we go. Here we go. So he mentioned this when we had him in the interview in the last round in our semifinals after he won against Valon Letertre. He was on the bubble this morning. In fact, we did feature him this morning, and ever since he's going undefeated. So all of his losses were kind of earlier in the tournament.
Yeah, first few rounds.
Yeah, here he lost against that's Giorgio Quintavalle with Draco Performapal. And then there should be another loss because he was X2. That is not here, even earlier.
I think he had a draw there.
Yeah, okay. Right.
Semerari, sorry.
So that Lucas Semerari with Kozmo drawing with him, that's almost like a loss at this point.
Yeah.
All right.
That early on.
Let's just bring you the deck breakdown real quick. This is the initial breakdown at the start of the day. There you see Draco Performapal, Kozmo in 3rd. After day 1, which would be round 8, this is what it looked like.
Yeah.
The other category lost a lot of steam. Rogue decks, not the best choice for this weekend. Burning Abyss, on the other hand, really, really good choice.
Yeah.
Lots of them ending up.
Numbers, really fantastic.
Yeah, lots of them ending up in day 2.
Yep.
This is then the top 32 breakdown. And
more of the same, really.
More of the same, yeah, pretty much the same thing we've seen before. And top 8 maybe, just real quick. We have those 4 decks. One of those Monarch decks is not a Monarch deck. There was a Magical Explosion deck.
Yeah.
And well, now
here we see the simplest graph of them all.
Yes.
The finals, Draco Performapal against Kozmo.
Yeah. Again, this is how they ended up here. You can just quickly glance over that list. There are a number of players that made it to the top cut a couple of times before. Lots and lots of veterans, but these 2 remain. All right. With that, we've looked at those deck lists a couple of times.
We have.
I think you guys know what these guys are playing. Marvin Weber, even, we had him on Friday in our little feature about Kozmo. He was explaining to us how the Kozmo deck worked exactly. And Kovacic, we featured him twice, and he was telling us a lot about his take on the Draco Performapal. So also no need to go into any more detail. Yes. This is what's on the line, the little trophy right here.
Yep.
If I take that back I don't know. Actually, you can never really see it because it's so
So shiny.
Yeah, it's just too shiny. You can see through it.
It looks really cool.
Really nice trophy.
From all the different angles, you can like see each of the parts of the trophy that are engraved. It looks really cool.
And then we got 5 copies of Minerva, the Exalted Light Zone. The winner is going to walk away with the ultra rare version. That is the super shiny version. And then the runner-up, as well as the 3rd place finisher, is going to get a super rare version. And the other 2, you might ask, they are for the coverage. No, I'm just kidding. The other 2 are for the winners of the public events finals. We got 1 public events finals where everybody who played in the public events this weekend is just going to randomly draw. And if they get lucky, they're going to be picked for this public events final. The other is for the 4 most successful public events players. So either you play a lot of events or you just get really lucky.
Yeah.
Either way, you also get a chance to win a Minerva.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into any more detail about the public events. Let's take you guys
to
the table. Yeah, let's get it on.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, you see them there. Marvin Weber on the left, Kovacic on the right. Germany versus Slovenia. Kozmo versus Draco Performapal. This is it, the finals of YCS Prague 2016.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. We see the duck. It's back.
Yeah, the duck is back.
These guys, really good handshake. And we see Ryan and Bozzy as well. Quick handshake.
Yeah.
That's the last. This is the last match. Here we go. We wouldn't be able to do it without our app users.
Yeah, we almost lost them earlier. Ryan was quickly going outside, talking to some players. Then he saw a couple of them playing GOAT format, and he was like, ugh. I really want to play some GOATs. And he is like, I want to GOAT for the rest of the day. I didn't know it was a verb at this point, but apparently it is.
Yep.
All right. Do we know who goes first? We will know in a second.
We'll soon find out. So has opened with one of his 2 trap cards.
Okay.
He's opened with one of his bottom
Marvin is kicking things off.
So Martin's kicking it off. He's starting with 1 Solemn Strike. He's starting straight out with a teleport. Tin Can.
That's a good start.
No question.
That is a really good start.
So I think Marvin actually is going to be sneaky here and retain that reasoning. So yes, he is. So he's gone straight to the end phase. He's just going to decide. Yep. So you can maybe overhear our head judge Hector announcing that the finals have started.
Yeah.
So we see here, Dark Destroyer, Forerunner, and DOG Fighter. And Forerunner gets added to the hand, and those other 2 go to the graveyard. Now, Kozmo Joe, Solemn Strike, Kozmo Tin Can. That's all that's remaining on the field. Immediately, Forerunner's coming down to the field here.
That's a good start.
Great start.
That is
solid. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the best possible start, but it is absolutely rock solid.
All right, on the other side of the field, just had a horrible hand in his game against Valon Letertre. 6 monsters in hand, Valon in the game too. Valon then passes, leaves him the field, and he's just like, oh, well, in that case, suddenly my hand is amazing because he could just pendulum scale, put everything on the table, and Valon immediately conceded. He saw the writing on the wall. He knew exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And that concluded our semifinals.
Yeah. So he's upside into instant fusion. This just extends his plays even more, so he can do way more with this. He's got Luster in hand, Draco face off. That's a bit unfortunate that Luster is in hand. That means he has to be able to normal summon that, or at least get it to graveyard somehow, and then use Norden to get it back. We'll see how he decides to go about this here. So he reinforcements the army into Armageddonite. Let's see if he decides to use the normal summon for Armageddonite or for the Luster Pendulum.
Right.
I think he's gonna, he's gonna go ahead and use the Armageddonite, and then try and perform a Pendulum summon to get Luster out onto the field instead of just the normal summon.
But there, of course, is the Solemn Strike by Marvin. You agree with that?
Yep. I think just shut him down, don't let him do any plays. It's fantastic. So we can see that there's not actually much else to go on here other than if he plays Draco face off and gets the right scale, then he can play a Gotartle. Or he's just going to go ahead. I think he's probably going to go into Norden and King of the Feral Imps here.
All right. Well, Norden is very likely with that instant fusion.
That's going to be the best maneuver.
Yeah,
Norden get back Armageddon Knight into King of the Feral Imps, and then detach, go get a Lizard Draw, and then Turtle and Lizard Draw. I think that's probably going to be the line of plays that we see come out here.
So kind of bad news for Marvin that
he can just keep on playing.
So yeah, Southern Strike didn't really help that much.
Yep. Or he may just clear that back row using Diamond Direwolf. We'll see.
So there are again a couple of options. Yeah, Diamond Direwolf. This is an interesting choice in my opinion when you see that players playing a card and it takes some effort to get it out, and all it does is destroy another card. It feels like you're putting yourself a little bit behind, but sometimes that's really, really crucial.
So he doesn't have anything in his extra. This is why I was thinking more the risky play, but you know we can still see Draco face off. So I think Ur's going to play every card in his hand in this turn, depending on what he gets. Yeah, so he can just pick 2 of the low scales, so he definitely has a low scale. So it doesn't matter which one.
Right.
So he's going to have Vector. He's going to put that in one of his pendulum scales, hopefully. And then he can play the Turtle along. Oh, he's just going to summon it. Yeah, I'm trying to see where he's going to go with this. Okay, yeah, he can just synchro these guys into Ignister and then use the Turtle to use Ignister's effect, or potentially one of the Draco Slayers that he special summons off Ignister's effect. We'll see how he decides to go. There's a few ways to get to it, but in the end, he needs to get an Ignister to clear out that Forerunner.
Yeah.
What's really good, Martin Weber actually saved that reasoning, which is going to be really powerful next turn. And he also has a Regeki.
Yeah. So we might see a big push from Marvin next turn.
Yeah.
But let's first see what Ur is going to do here. Does have that one back row, and it's a bottomless trap hole. So
he just passes.
Yeah, that's not what you expected, because
no,
you said there's going to be an Ignister, right?
Yeah, I thought that he was going to at least try and get rid of that Forerunner. He was going to have to waste quite a few resources to do it, but he's going to do some maths now. No, that's just him gaining 1,000 life points.
Yeah, that's just the life points. All right, Marvin did draw into a Kozmo Strawman. How helpful is that card going to be? That's the reasoning.
Yeah, so this is important now. He's going to do the maths in his head and see what's the most likely.
Yeah, or what's the most hurtful. Half the time it's also that. It's
so usually if you've got quite a lot of board control, then you can generally be like, right, I don't want to see 8 Dark Destroyer. I definitely don't want to see Dark Destroyer. He's already got one of those in the graveyard. Okay, so we can't actually see what he's milled from reason.
It's a tin can.
Yes, but we can see it now. We couldn't see the rest of the cards.
So
we just won MST.
There was an MST, yeah. So very quick from the top. Tin can, always good to hit that card.
Yeah, so that Forerunner's going to go ahead and shoot down the Vector Pendulum. Going to go straight into the extra.
Right. Are we going to see anything else from Marvin? I mean, of course, the effect activation of Tin Can. But
he might end up... I was just thinking... No, probably not. That doesn't matter. Yep, he's just going to use that Tin Can and kind of preserve some resources here.
Yeah, so like a more conventional way of playing.
Yeah, he's just
not
kind of
these
preserving.
blowout turns that we've seen all weekend.
Yeah, this is why he's obviously here. He's taking a deck that can, really just choose when it wants to go big or go home. But he's just really just taking the time to let these plays happen. So he actually got Kozmo Slip Rider. That's quite a good one for him. So at this point he could banish the Strawman to get rid of that final back row, or he can retain the Slip Rider for one of the Pendulum Scales.
Right.
That we're going to see from next turn. So this is him trying to decide: do I want to? Kind of use it right now.
It's a little bit unfortunate for Ur drawing into that bottomless trap hole that early, because he is playing a treacherous trap hole in his main deck.
Yeah.
So he's got one dead card in his deck if he opts to activate the bottomless trap hole, which would be kind of likely, I would say.
Okay, we just got confirmation. I didn't ask it. We just found out that he called 5.
Oh, okay.
So that's actually quite important because it means that was kind of baiting Marvin into thinking that he didn't want to see Slip Rider at all.
Yeah.
So that made him even more want to summon that Slip Rider and hit that back
Interesting.
row.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quite a good mind game there.
Absolutely.
So he drew an Armageddonite.
Yep.
Let's see what he's
He
going to send
dropped it
here.
immediately. Yep.
Zephyr.
Sephiroth,
So he's going to make
a card he's been getting a lot of user.
Yeah, so he can basically summon this for free here. He's going to be able to play any of his pendulum cards and then just summon it and bounce it for free. I think we're going to see the King of the Feral Imps now. He didn't summon it to begin with, did he? He just got Direwolf. Yeah.
Yep.
Here's the King of the Feral Imps. Surely has to make an appearance now because he's got to complete his pendulum scales here. Or I might be wrong. No, there we go. Definitely. Definitely the King of the Feral Imps. And he's going to detach that, go get a Lizard Draw to complete his scale.
Great commentary. The key to consistency is clearly reasoning into tin can, practically rolling the dice twice. From What's Your Name in the Twitch chat. That's one way to put it. But it doesn't really sound like it's consistent, but it is. Like
it's just it's the extra summon that helps. It's not necessarily the fact that he got Tin Can. That was a very, that was good. But even if he'd have directly gone into Slip Rider and, not had that, not have had a 5 called, or Dark Destroyer would have done the same thing. If, that would have worked.
There are a couple of
or
options.
Farm Girl, there's a lot of different options.
Would have been good, yeah.
Farm Girl would have been bottoms, but yeah. That's
yeah. But you never know.
The point is there was a lot of different cards.
You cannot say the card is bad if your opponent has bottomless. It's not how the game works.
Yeah. People see Riesinger as quite a lucky card, but in a deck where you play almost every single level, it's not really lucky that you get Riesing off.
Yeah.
You almost always get it. I think it was some really low percentage chance. The only time that you ever do well was when people were playing, have a good chance is when people were playing Good Witch and Dark Witch, and you'd call 4. That was the only time that it was actually really bad to play.
Yeah. So Draco face-off is next here.
Yeah, so he completes his scale there.
And it's looking pretty good for Ur.
Yeah. So he must have drawn that Draco face-off off the Kitartle, otherwise he wouldn't have used Lizard Draw's effect, because then he just wouldn't have had a complete scale. Now here's the Pend. Everything
but the kitchen sink.
I think that might be...
That might be enough.
That might be the one, because he can just... So as we could see on the app there, we just saw the hand of just go from nothing, and the field go from nothing to everything all at once.
That just happened simultaneously, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to be able to see Ignista, Majesta, Dinoster, Dinoster, that's his name. So those two are going to go up into the Ignista.
Yeah, it reminds me of earlier when Cyber Dragon Infinity would have been the answer, or a Volcasaurus, when Jake Quincy was throwing into a Battle Fader in timeout to secure his spot in the top 8.
Yeah, so there's no Battle Faders here.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of watching her play this out now. He's going to be able to, overlay these two into a Majesta, but maybe use the Ignista's effect first.
So, was there anything that Marvin could have done?
I don't think so. I think that was kind of him playing to his best.
I mean, the Slip Rider probably wasn't great, to be honest. I mean, it ended up in the bottomless wrap hole.
Yeah.
But when you look at the whole picture and you know that Ur was actually calling 5 for reasoning, kind of indicating that he really doesn't want to see a Slip Rider.
Yeah.
It makes sense for Marvin to try and do exactly just that.
Yeah,
play that card.
There's 3 different ways that you could get to Slip Rider as well. So I think that was quite a tactful move there from her.
Yeah.
So people talk about mind games. Now that was truly well in the rules mind game there.
Yeah. But because some players are like, bad play by Marvin. He should have not played Slip Rider, for example. That's not exactly fair. All right, so
not only this, we've talked about this multiple times, that when these guys are here backstage playing this match, it's it's intense. It's really intense.
Yeah.
So let's see here. So actually has this combo where he can play Key Beetle and Imperial Iron Wall. Now that's actually really strong. If he manages to Key Beetle and Imperial Iron Wall, there's not a lot that Marvin can do.
Yeah. And I think, did Ur ever drop a game in the feature match? I'm not sure about that first time.
I think we did one, just one.
Just one, yeah.
In his round 8 match, yeah.
Okay. But then again, Marvin Weber was also having a very, very strong showing when we had him earlier on the stream.
Yeah.
He really knows how the Kozmo deck works.
Yeah,
it's so ironic considering that we had picked him on Friday to explain to us.
I know, that's crazy. There was
hey, Marvin, can you tell us how the Kozmo deck works? And now he's sitting in the finals.
Yeah, there's hundreds. There was over 100, like 163 people. I think just vaguely 163 people who played Kozmo this weekend. And of all the people that we decided to pick up and play, have a look at our feature, it was this guy here who sat in the finals with his Kozmo deck.
All right. Here we can actually see what Ur is.
He sided out quite a few things that I wouldn't expect there, like Wavering Eyes and Pendulum Rising.
Yeah, what is the strategy there? Why would he go for that?
I don't know. Like Wavering Eyes usually just adds the consistency to the deck. Maybe he just... Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little confused about that. But you can see the Iron Walls.
Yep.
Beautiful bit of Iron Wall.
So his brick walling. Building walls has been like a strong topic this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see how this goes.
Where was Battle Fader? It just doesn't stop this weekend. Oof, 1-0 Ur Kovacic. He would be the first Slovenian YCS champion, of course.
Yeah.
I don't think there's another Slovenian player who has ever been that successful, to be honest. Let me just check real quick, because we got a file for that. We got Mate Jacob, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Who was in the quarterfinals of the European Championship.
Yeah.
That's also a pretty big accomplishment, of course.
Yeah.
He also happens to be the Slovenian national champion. At least last year's Slovenian national champion. So, in a way, they're both equally successful, I would say. It's hard to tell. All right.
Yeah. So the guys are just shuffling up now. They kind of began their side decking looking a little, little chuckly, little happy. But now I think the serious business is going to start again.
Yeah, especially for Marvin.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's got a game to win.
He's like standing with his back against the wall.
Yeah, he has to win this.
Right, and this looks like some conviction here from Marvin. I mean, now he's choking a little
ready
bit,
to go.
maybe, but yeah, he wants to win this. He doesn't want to go down without winning a game. He certainly doesn't want to go down at all.
No.
And or ever the he's really holding back in terms of emotions. So
yeah, he's absolutely
very collected
cool as a cucumber.
Yeah.
Right, let's see here. So we want to see the facial reactions the moment that the guys get their opening hands.
So this might be the last game of the day.
Yep. So Martin here is making go first.
And he's got an upstart goblin to kick things off. That means he doesn't have that many searches, it seems. Kazuki Turtle.
Okay, this is great. Marvin actually has a dark hole. So if decides to extend his combos out here in this first turn, then Dark Hole's going to deal with that. And immediately we're going to be able to see what's coming off that reasoning. And if it is a successful reasoning, then he's going to be able to get straight in there with an attack.
No, of course, it's going to be a tin can off that reasoning.
Yeah, consistency.
Consistency.
Well, what would be super consistent is if it was Farm Girl.
Right.
Yeah, his ratios are like really off as well with the Cosmos he plays. He's only playing one of everything apart from Dark Destroyer, Slip Rider, and Tin Can. He plays 3 of those and then 1 of everything else.
All right. Here we go.
So it seems like he's kind of starting his plays off here. Does he have enough? I don't think he has a bunch of stuff to be able to do a lot this turn. He can pendulum summon with Master Pendulum as the other scale. That's a low scale, so we'll see if he decides to extend his combo out here.
Yeah. And
so he's gonna pendulum summon. There's no reason to play that if he wasn't going to.
Yep.
So he can actually get some reasonable plays out here because he's got Mass Chameleon as well. That allows him to synchro summon and an instant fusion as well.
Yeah. And yeah, some players have not watched the first time we had Ur on the stream. There was a little bit of controversy. He's playing against Monarchs, if I remember correctly. And there was a situation where he was bringing back something from the graveyard with
which he couldn't
Soul Charge, just one card. And then right after that, he went for a synchro summon of, I think, Naturia Beast, which was a very big move, of course, against Monarchs. And they do tend to play a couple of spell cards. And one of the materials was a Pendulum Monster, so it should have gone to the extra deck, but instead they put it back into the graveyard.
And it was later used for Norden.
Yeah, and that's the most crucial part, of course. Yeah, Norden that brought it back. So that was that move wouldn't have been legal, but the players were 3 minutes before time, so they wanted to play really quickly to make sure they don't go to time. And like I just said, the monster came out of the graveyard with Soul Charge, and then it went straight back into the graveyard, and the judge was standing very close, and even the judge didn't realize. He's like, yeah, card came from the graveyard, goes back to the graveyard. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Not double checking. Oh, wait a second, that's a Pendulum Monster. Yeah, and this was
is the first time in a long time we're going to see Stardust Dragon.
Stardust Dragon, yeah, that's true. And yeah, that was playing a major role. Otherwise, Ur would have actually not won that match.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, we believe it was an honest mistake. He looked quite shocked when we told him about it.
Yeah,
like, I mean, yeah, right.
I was trying to reassure people in the chat at the time. You know, when I told him just before we started the interview, he was, you know, really shocked, really shocked.
Yeah.
So we're just having a read of Mass Chameleon. I can't quite remember exactly what the limitations are on Mass Chameleon, but I know that there are quite a few. I think they're only when you use its effect, though, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it can only be normal summon if you control level 5 or higher monster. And when this card is normal summon, you can target one monster with 0 def in your graveyard. Special summon that target in face-up defense position. Its
Can't special summon.
Are negated. You cannot special summon any other monsters except from the extra deck.
Yeah, that's only when its effect is activated.
Yeah. Normally, that is not much of a problem.
Yeah. So here, we're just absolutely triple checking here.
Yeah, Judge is also reading Mass Chameleon, I think. Yeah, looks like it, because the card came from above rather than from the opponent's side of the field. Stardust Dragon. Really?
Yeah. And then the Refresher as well. So he's got both of his traps in his deck. So he's going to be able to use both.
This time his Treacherous Trap Hole is not going to be a dead card, even though that wasn't really causing him any troubles the last game. He just wrapped things up before he would draw into it. Yeah. And how good is Stardust Dragon in this matchup against Kozmo?
I'm a bit of a loss. I don't know why he plays Stardust Dragon. it seems pretty good. I don't know exactly what situations he uses it, but
well, I mean, there's a dark hole.
Yeah,
there is a dark hole.
Yeah, that's what's strange.
Yeah. It's certainly interesting. I mean, otherwise Marvin's Dark Hole would really be putting in some work for him here.
Yeah.
At the moment, it would be a straight up -1. In a way. I mean, Stardust Dragon would... give me a break. You have to read Stardust Dragon? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't worry. You want to make crystal clear in the finals of a YCS.
Yeah. So here's reasoning.
Yeah.
Now, if this just pops out like a Dark Destroyer or something like that, then we're going to see a bottomless trap hole. That's actually DOG fighter. I think its attacks greater than 1/5.
It is 2000.
Yeah.
All the ships are big,
Yeah, they are reasonably big.
which makes sense. I mean, they are shooting lasers.
Yeah. So he called 8
All right.
on this reasoning here. So that DOG fighter is going to be summoned.
Right, there's a bit of a confusion going on. Just double checking.
A lot of people are saying that Kozmo are using Wavering Eyes, and that's why he's playing Stardust Dragon. But yeah, we've not got any in Marvin's deck.
Yeah.
So you guys know?
I think we haven't seen Wavering Eyes in Kozmo this weekend.
No, not at all.
Like, at least I don't remember.
People were using it at one point, though.
Yeah.
So let's see if Reflection gets used here. I mean, let's have a look at Marvin's hand here. So, you know, let's see how just important this DOG fighter is. It's not that important, to be honest. Ideally, he can use... Oh, that's fun. I think Stardust Dragon can stop the effect of Cosmojo.
Okay, now we finally know what the duck is for.
Is there.
Yeah. It's, of course, I mean, now if I look at it...
Yeah, duck fighter.
It looks almost the same, yeah. All right.
Yep.
When you say yeah, you mean?
So I was just thinking about how Cosmojo can actually be used here, and then Stardust Dragon can negate it because it's going to destroy a card on the field.
Yeah. There is Cosmojo.
Yep, so there's Cosmojo.
And there's Stardust Dragon. Yep, correct prediction. So Marvin did go for it. Why did Marvin go for it if he knew that Stardust Dragon could just negate it?
I think that was just to get Stardust Dragon out of the way.
Right. And the duck has been removed from the field.
Yep,
duck has
just
been banished.
Be a bit more clear about what's going on the field there.
That's too bad. Yeah, duck is too strong. But now it's sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah, back in its original position.
Yeah, it looks kind of nowhere, to be honest. In no particular direction. And, well, Ur is going to town.
Yes.
There's a Gitartle. And there's a Pendulum Summon. And now we're going to continue with some more special summons.
Yeah. That's going to be a good card to be able to be used on the DOG fighter.
Right. And what's going to be next here?
I think he's going to try and get rid of... he's chosen not to...
Oasis of Dragon Souls?
Yeah, so he's chosen not to hit the DOG fighter, which means we're going to have to source one more token from somewhere.
Yeah, there's a monkey board.
There's a Gitartle effect. He's going to draw a card off that. So let's see what's going to happen here. He's still got this Reflacia. He can always use it for a nice treacherous trap hole at any point. So from monkey board, he got a lizard draw. Let's see where he's going to go from here. I think he's probably using Ignista's effect. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, I think he already had lizard draw. He's still thinking about what he's going to get for monkey board.
Yeah, he did get rid of the Oasis of Dragon Souls with it.
Yeah, with Ignista. Yeah, he's already used Ignista's effect, but now he's just thinking about what he's going to get with monkey board.
Right. What would be the best option?
I think probably Performapal Skullcrabat Joker, just because that allows you to complete your scales at any real point.
Is it correct that the Stardust Dragon is not coming back? Or wasn't it properly summoned?
It will in the end phase.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still not in the end phase.
Still not in the end phase. Yeah, sometimes these turns take forever.
Yeah.
I was just like, wait a second, was that correct?
Yeah,
Right.
so it comes back in the end phase. So yes, he went and got the Skullcrabat Joker as suggested by me. Probably heard me. He didn't. He didn't hear me.
He might have.
Yeah. So this is it's very close here. Let's see what he's going to do.
Yeah, it is very, very tough. But we have seen both of these decks turn things around in just one turn.
Kozmo can very much just explode out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So it's we really can't say how close this is, because it's all about just the board wipe and then summon a load of guys, board wipe again. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So
and Marvin does have the board wipe with Dark Hole waiting in hand.
Yeah, this is the thing. If he doesn't get destroyed this turn, then Dark Holing is actually a really good option. However, that Stardust Dragon's coming back.
Yeah.
But I think that's okay. Yeah, he's not Pendulum Summoned this turn, has he? Oh, wow. He's not Pendulum Summoned this turn. There's more to be done.
As if there wasn't enough. Yeah. But so far, slightly more one-sided game. But that could of course change in the blink of an eye. And Marvin really seems to be like standing with his back against the wall, like I said before. Doesn't really look good for him.
I think we're going to have a riot on our hands if the duck doesn't come back in as a token.
Right.
Everyone wants the duck.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys could always start a fan club. Duck now €100 card. Don't believe that. Okay. Marvin brings a Slip Rider, and he wants to shoot down the Pendulum Scales of Ur. Sounds like a pretty good idea. So that worked.
Yep.
And
so he's not. I think he's trying to bait out the Stardust here, to be honest.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. I want to say he just wants to Dark Hole here. He wants to Dark Hole and just start dealing. He just needs to start dealing with stuff, because I feel like he's just not dealing with life right now. He needs to just start dealing, because he's got like a Traptrix Reflacia, he's got an Ignister on the field, he's got a Skullcrabat Joker that's going to swiftly turn into an Exceed monster next turn. He's got the Stardust Dragon, which is just sat there causing issues. Just stuff. He needs to get moving. He's not doing anything right now.
Yeah. And by not doing anything, he's actually losing.
Yes, he is, and because his opponent's just getting more and more ahead.
Yeah.
That's not how Kozmo works. Kozmo works by just going in and getting on with stuff. Right, so he's going to attack that. He's going to pretend he's got Honest for about 5 seconds.
Yeah,
which would be amazing. But I think DOG Fight is one of the darks. So that'd be even stronger.
Yeah.
So he's going to banish that there. And he's going to go and get... I think he's going to go and get a Slip Rider. Slip Rider would be a great choice here. Deal with the other scale, potentially bait out the Stardust Dragon. If Stardust Dragon destroys these Kozmo monsters, by the way, they're going to get their effect in the graveyard.
Right.
So, yeah, you don't really want to be destroying them. Same with Dark Destroyer. Like, if you get Dark Destroyer out, then, yeah.
So there is the activation. And Ur is thinking about his response. He does have one.
Yeah, so... okay, he just detached from the Reflacia and then decided to put that back under there. Yep. Just need to be a bit more clear about his moves there.
Yeah, not entirely sure.
Yeah, he seemed to detach and then go back on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's the monkey board. Because he's still got bottomless. He can still bottomless something with the refresher.
Yeah. But so far, not really a good target.
Yeah, dishonest confirmed. So again, he's just going to straight into Stardust Dragon. He's dealt with that scale now. He's happy. Slippy's done his work.
Yeah, Martin searching now.
Yeah.
Marvin, not Martin.
I feel like Marvin's in control here.
It's interesting because it really doesn't look like that with 4 cards on the opponent's side of the field.
I think... Oh, okay, that would be a good way to deal with that. He's got a Dark Destroyer in hand, right. I think the best way for this to deal with it is just to summon Dark Destroyer and hit the Refresher. Or actually just... it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, so he could get Dark Witch, and then Dark Witch can get over Skullcrabat Joker to, just reduce. This is what I'm saying. He needs to reduce the amount of board presence his opponent has right now. I think the best way would just be to get rid of that Stardust Dragon to the graveyard and then Dark Hole.
Yeah,
and then
that sounds like a good plan.
Leave a monster on board that's just bigger than Stardust Dragon.
Yeah.
And then, what's he going to do? What is the worst he can do? Yeah, so he's
Kozmo Strawman.
Just triple checking. He's definitely not got like bottomless in hand and just not set it yet or something. Yeah, so he's gone for the Strawman. Can't bottomless that. He could use Treacherous Trapple if he likes with Refresher, but I doubt that's a good option right now because then he'd just be able to use the other...
More power
yeah.
for Marvin coming from the deck.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think he's probably going to try Infinity here and then just take Stardust Dragon. I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I feel like this is probably one of the best ways to force this. If he summons this, goes up into Nova, Nova up into the Infinity.
You're right.
You can try bottomless Infinity, and then Infinity will negate, and then Stardust will negate Infinity, and then just Dark Hole. There's a few different ways this can go.
Yeah.
Multiple different ways this can go. Definitely.
A couple of roads that lead to victory, but then again, this is not a one-player game.
Yeah.
Uri is also very much in this.
Yeah. Or what would be absolutely insane is if he summons Nova, and then he Treacherous Trapple. If he does that, sorry, my words lost me. If he does the Treacherous Trapple and hits both of those, then he's going to be able to use Nova's effect and get Cyber End Dragon.
Oh, yes.
That crazy play we were talking about.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
And then he's definitely getting over Stardust Dragon.
Is Marvin...
Okay. Yeah, he's just going for Pleiades. That's even better. Yeah, okay. That's great. That's great news. This is why Marvin's in the finals. Even better.
All right, Pleiades. Constellar Pleiades coming out.
Yeah. So, definitely, he's going to be able to deal with one of these Synchro/Exceed monsters right now. I just need to see what he's going to use this Pleiades on.
Yeah, it's really good. It's basically like a compulsory evacuation device on legs. And those legs are quite good.
Yeah.
2,500 attack.
Yeah. So I feel like he's got multiple ways here. He's got so many ways. It's hard for me to speculate how many different ways he has, but he definitely has so many ways to do this. And he's still not used Strawman's effect, by the way.
All right. While you said this is probably one of the best moves, the chat doesn't disagree so much.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different people giving a lot of different opinions in chat right now. That's just because he does have such a sheer amount of plays.
Yeah. It is the reason many players gave why they are playing this deck.
Okay, there's the Treacherous Trapple. So he's going to be able to chain the Strawman and summon, let's say, Dark Destroyer. Yeah, most likely Dark Destroyer. So I don't know if Treacherous Trapple has to have both of its targets upon resolution. Can't remember the wording. Is it still on the field so we can have a look? Yeah.
in any case, this is actually looking quite well for Marvin.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to have all its targets. So we're seeing this board here for slowly disappear. There's the treacherous trap hole. And then just back to the board. So, Dark Destroyer's effect, so we've resolved that last chain. Now we're going to see Dark Destroyer's effect potentially be activated. I think he doesn't really have a choice. He has to use Stardust here. But at the same time, if he does that, then yeah, then he's a bit screwed, because he's going to then be able to Dark Hole whatever comes out. Okay, so that's that, and then DD's effect. See, this is the thing. So Marvin actually doesn't play that many of the pilots. He only plays 1 Farm Girl, 1 Strawman, and then 3 Tin Cans.
Right.
So it's going to be tough here to decide on what to summon. So he's gone with Slip Rider. Oh, he's going to just Dark Hole. Oh, okay. Here we go. Yeah, so he's going to be able to summon Slip Rider there. I think his Farm Girl's still in deck.
Right.
If Farm Girl's still in deck, then we're in business. Nope.
No.
Is it not?
Tin Can instead.
Tin Can instead. Okay, that's fine.
It's also not terrible, but
No, I thought his Farm Girl would still be in deck.
all right. So Marvin
Do you
Weber.
see Farm Girl there?
I think he did play it at some point earlier.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember seeing it. So Tin Can's choosing all of the spell and traps here.
And Marvin
Let's
is
see what his third
so busy searching, looking for something.
Yeah, these guys must be really tired at this point.
Yeah, it feels a little bit like they are half the time they're going through automatic movements.
Yeah.
And it's going to be back to Ur.
Okay, I actually just asked our judge if it was time of the round.
That's interesting because I still... Oh, yeah, I started my time a little bit too late.
Yep. So this is it. This is the first turn of the finals of YCS Prague.
Yeah.
If Martin Weber wins here...
That's a lot of pressure that he's
Yeah.
suddenly under. It's good news for Ur Kovacic because he just has to
so he's passed here.
be ahead on life.
Yeah, but Ur is actually a bit far behind right now.
Yeah, he is, yes. A Lizard Draw and a Performapal Pendulum Sorcerer. And of course, somebody's going to suggest Battle Fader very soon.
Yeah.
I
don't know why Stardust Dragon's not returning to the field. Someone might be able to enlighten me as to why Stardust Dragon's not returning back to the field, unless I just completely blanked. Just use its effect, so it should come back. Here we go. He's going to be the big Pendulum Summon. So Marvin just has to survive here. He's already used 1 Ignister, which means he's got another.
Yeah. How likely is it that he's going to survive? I mean...
No, actually, I think Ur's going to just win in this turn.
He has a very full field for Ur. That last few times it has always spelled doom on his opponent's streams. He's going through his extra deck, going through his graveyard.
Yeah, how many copies does he play? Oh, 3. He plays the full 3 copies of Ignister. So it's not like he's short on those. Because I'm pretty sure Ignister doesn't target. Yeah, I'm certain it doesn't target. So...
Yeah, talk about a big field.
Yeah. 0 to 100 miles an hour.
And now Ur is going to town.
It's got to be the Ignister.
Yeah. He comes
Ignister's going to be able to spin the Forerunner and then just attack.
Synchro summons, Exceed summons. All kinds of summons, really.
Yeah.
Are going to be next. And there's very little that Marvin Weber can do.
I think this is it. I think Ur is just going to be able to play through his cards here. So he decides to use Lizard Draw to draw a card. I wonder what he draws. I don't think it really matters. He's going to be able to use Ignister's effect here to get rid of whatever Marvin has. And that is it.
Marvin agrees.
Our winner.
Yeah, he extends the hand, puts the cards down on the table, and that is it.
And that is it.
Oh, clean victory for
Wow.
Kovacic. Last time he made his little, not like he was warming up his hands, he was going like,
Yeah.
bring me
This
the
is a
next
first.
one.
This is a first for his country as well.
Yes.
Wow.
Congratulations to Kovacic and Slovenia for winning the first ever YCS. And it's also the first time that we saw Draco Performapal, at least in Europe, winning a larger event.
Yeah, that's it.
The new version of the Performapal deck,
that
is actually slightly worse, slightly worse than the old version of the Performapal deck.
Still very strong.
Yeah, when I say slightly, I mean a lot.
Yeah.
It's still good enough to win events, apparently.
As you can see.
Right. Let's bring up our little top 16 bracket, guys. Here you see it. Kovacic, the winner of YCS Prague 2016, had to overcome quite a few opponents that were playing either interesting decks or that have advanced to the top cut of various YCSs before.
Yeah.
I think this is the top 32 bracket, so they can see even more how he made that. And that was a very hard road to victory. Although also we don't want to take anything away from Marvin Weber, who
he played really well.
Yeah,
he played really well throughout this whole tournament. Just you could tell the way that he was playing Kozmo was just different to everyone else. He was completely different to everyone else.
Yes,
he was retaining resources where it was necessary. He was, he used reasoning that was mostly been cut from a lot of Kozmo decks.
Haven't seen that very often. Yeah,
and just
consistency.
Yeah, he played really well. It just happened to be in this game, had what he needed to perform all of his best combos.
Right. Okay, with that, we're going to take a very short pause.
Yeah.
And then let's hear from again, even though we just had him in our last round.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be back for another time to wrap things up in our award ceremony, where we'll be handing out the prizes to all of these guys. So the prizes are here already, but they are not allowed to walk away with them because we're going to look at them a little bit longer. And then later in the award ceremony, this is the official part where we're going to hand these guys their prizes.
Yeah.
I think this is the last time we got you on stream. Oh, no, you're going to be helping me out on the award ceremony.
Yeah, on the award ceremony, yeah.
All right, excellent.
Yeah.
Good. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the stream for YCS Prague. In case you are like, okay, I've seen all the feature matches, this is it for me. We're going to be back with an interview from the winner, so don't go anywhere, and we're going to be back in 1 minute.